yourself, you're such a valued client once they receive that letter. Now, those letters and phone calls were included, once again, in the price point that I gave you earlier. Now let's go on to contracts and documents. I already mentioned that we've all been in a situation where we signed a contract or document before. As a Legal Shield member, it's as simple as picking up that phone, dialing that one toll-free number, no stressing, no guessing, dial into your law firm and say, I need advice on a contract or document. Very conveniently, you're going to be able to fax that into your law firm. And an attorney at that end is going to receive your contract or document and call you back within 3 business days and discuss with you, before you put your good name, obviously, to that document, good, bad, or different, they're going to discuss with you what kind of decision you need to make, the things you need to be aware of in that contract and document. That's unlimited contracts and documents up to 15 pages in personal nature, okay? Once again, this is all included in the price point that I discussed with you. Let's go on to your estate planning. How many of you agree with me that having a current will in place for your family is very important, but it's also very costly? Well, as a Legal Shield member, you're going to be able to pick up that phone, down that one toll-free number, no stressing, no guessing. You're going to say, I need advice on my estate. They'll talk to you about your household, your assets, your wishes. And they will assist you in completing a will questionnaire. You submit that questionnaire to your law firm, and within 10 business days, you will have your estate in order. Your will, your living will, your health care power of attorney at no additional cost. That is all included in the price point that I gave you. How are we doing so far? Pretty powerful? Now, we know life changes, right? We know that life changes. So we actually do annual updates. So as you stay a member with Legal Shield, we will do the annual update. So as your life changes, we will keep those documents current for you. Eddie and I were very blessed that 7:30 this morning here, 5:30 El Paso time, our oldest daughter just gave birth to our 6th grandchild. Would you agree with me? I need to update my documents. Absolutely. So every January we kind of look at our estate, and this is the thing. Parents, when you start updating your estate, do it maybe on a consistent pattern. Maybe as a new member of Legal Shield here this month, in the month of September, you do your estate this year. Next year, you update it again, right? Your annual updates. Let your family know that you're updating it every year that time, and watch how nice your family is to you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so traffic related. How many of you agree with me we might pay a little bit too much for our car insurance? When you're writing that check, you feel that way? What happens if something happens and gets on our driving record? We take a chance on increased premiums or a chance of cancellation. We can't afford either of those. So as a Legal Shield member, if you or any of your license-covered family members receive a moving violation, it's as simple as picking up that phone, dialing that one toll-free number, no stressing, no guessing, be connected to your law firm and say, I need advice on this moving violation. We will give you assistance or representation. Our goal is to protect your driving record. Okay? And therefore, obviously, protecting your insurance premiums. We actually not only will cover you here in the city of Orlando, not just here in the state of Florida, our services are nationwide. So no matter where you go, our services that I'm discussing here with you today, they follow you wherever you go. You call that one number, and they then will connect you if it's out of state. Isn't that powerful? It's a nationwide proprietary network to provide law firms. Let's go then to IRS Audit Legal Services. It's amazing. You take the 2 words D and IRS and you put them together. What's it spell? Isn't that something? Somebody figured that out a long time ago. As a Legal Shield member, if you receive that lovely audit by the IRS, it's as simple as you picking up that phone, dialing that one toll-free number, saying, I need advice. I've received this letter from the IRS. I need advice on this. They'll probably have you even fax it into the law firm. And you get 50 hours every year in the event of an audit. You get 50 hours of a tax attorney's time in the event of that audit. Pretty powerful. Once again, all of this is built into the cost of that monthly cost for our families, for our members. Let's go to trial defense services. Would you agree with me we live in a very happy society? We do. If you don't believe, turn on the TV during the weekday. Judge Judy, Judge Brown, People's Court, Pet Court, Divorce Court. It's become even education and entertainment for our society, sadly enough. Well, as a Legal Shield member, it's a just in case I'm sued bank account sitting there waiting for you. Becoming a member today, you get 60 hours of trial defense time broken down into pre-trial and trial time if you or your spouse are sued civilly. And keep in mind also, the benefit gets stronger every year. So year 1, you have 60 hours, year 2, 120. It increases up to the 5th year of 300 hours, just in case I'm sued bank account. It's just a privilege of having Legal Shield services. Let's go to family domestic services. Would you agree with me there's a lot of households out there today that have made decisions, uncontested decisions, that they cannot financially, legally be able to go through the process? Maybe uncontested divorce, adoption, name change, things of that nature. Well, as a Legal Shield member, after 90 days of being a member, we're going to take care of those legal costs. We'll take care of the legal aspect of these issues for our clients. Some people say, well, Melissa, man, I've been trying to get a divorce, an uncontested divorce for the last year. You mean I got to wait 90 days? 90 days ain't going to kill you. You already waited a year, right? All right, just keep in mind it's just 90 days. Then we have our 25% discount. How many of you in here have a Sam's or Costco card? Why do we have those cards? We love discounts. We love savings. We love them so much we will buy a card just to save money. That's exactly what you get here also with Legal Shield. Anything and everything else that's not covered 100% or a scheduled hours, our members still get the privilege of having our attorneys and our services at a preferred member discount of 25%. Isn't that fantastic? Even pre-existing situations. Man, I wish my car insurance would cover pre-existing situations, okay? And then lastly, we have a 24/7 access. I mentioned that earlier in the opening, but that's part of our plan here for the cost of the premium that I talked about. And you say, Melissa, well, what does that mean? Well, let me ask you this. How many of you in here agree with me we have a Miranda right in this country? We have the right to remain.
I don't know.
And the right to call out.
Have no clue.
Good criminals know their rights, and this side room did very good.
Got used to that by now.
Sorry, Don. No, I'm just kidding. Where do we learn those rights? TV. Sadly enough, TV. Really, what good are those rights if we have no one to call? What good are those rights if we can't exercise those rights? As a Legal Shield member, you can. You have access 24 hours, 7 days in a week. In the event of being questioned, detained, about to be arrested, if you're in an accident with injury, when do you need an attorney? You need them now. And that's part of our program with Legal Shield. Now, for $19.95 a month, or in a group rate, of course, $18 or $15.95 a month, we also not only cover you as the member, we will cover your spouse or significant other, your never married dependent children up to the age of 26, either living at home or full-time college students. Also, any physically or mentally challenged child regardless of age, and any child you have guardianship up to the age of 18, we will cover under the umbrella coverage for that price point. How powerful is that? Absolutely. Now, some of you, as guests in here, may say, well, Melissa, I don't have a family, I'm not married, I don't have a domestic partner. We also have an individual plan as well. Some of you say, well, look, I have employees that maybe are single, right? We have an individual plan that we can offer for the price point of $17.95, or in the group setting, either $16 or $14.95. So that's for one person, not married, no dependent children. Now I'm going to get into our small business products. It's important for us to discuss how we protect and grow businesses. Where's my business owners again here in the room? Fantastic. Wouldn't you agree with me that small business has big business problems, but they don't have big business resources? Our plans give small businesses big business resources on a small business budget. That's what we do. We know that nearly 60% of small businesses have experienced a significant legal issue over the past 2 years. We also know that the majority of those did not seek legal advice because they're outpriced for the legal system. So what is our plans designed to do is to give that business owner, like I mentioned, the big business resources on a small business budget so that they don't have to question how much is this going to cost me to protect my business, right? So would you agree with me that employers or the small business owners in here, how many of you have ever had to hire or fire employees? Is that a scary situation? Absolutely. Had landlord-tenant issues, vendor issues, had disputes, had maybe debt collection issues, all of which we need legal assistance, qualified legal assistance to stay in business with. As a small business owner, I know that you probably already have access to an attorney. I get that. That's probably why you're still in business. But also as a small business owner, I always know that you're looking for ways to save money. And with Legal Shield, we can help you do that. So our suite of products, we call them a small business 10, 50, or 100. That's just the names that we gave these products. But basically, what this does, it allows us to, number one, see if your business is eligible for our type of product. Because not all businesses are. And the second thing is we need to actually ask you some questions to see how you're eligible, where you're eligible within the program that would be most valuable to your business. Now, it starts with, number one, that you must be a for-profit, not publicly traded business. and you must have 100 employees or less. Now, understanding that, you can see the price points range between $39 or $149 a month. My question to the business owners here in the room, how much does a business attorney charge you by the hour here in Orlando, Florida? Does anyone have an idea? $400 to $500 an hour. Okay? So if it's $400 to $500 an hour, wouldn't you agree even at a higher price point, you're going to be able to save money by using our services? That's $400 to $500 an hour. This is actually by the month, sir. Fantastic, okay? So, it starts with consultation. Just like our family plan allows our families to pick up the phone, dial into their provider law firm, and speak to an attorney about their personal issues, this allows our business owners to pick up the phone and call into their law firm and be able to speak to a business attorney about all their business-related questions. Anytime you as a business owner have a thought, concern, or an issue, you should actually be talking to a qualified attorney. Listen, I know a lot of business owners that will limit their questions, they'll prioritize their questions, they'll do Google answers, do Google searches, they make finger-crossed decisions. The only thing I can say is, I don't know about you, but I don't know any state, or Google actually passing the bar in any state to get qualified legal advice. Okay? So having obviously a law firm to give you that advice is the most advantageous for you in your business. Now, think about this also. As a business owner, how many of you have other people that make decisions on behalf of your business? Maybe your HR director, maybe your office manager, maybe your general manager. Would you agree with me that those people that you employ to make those decisions, when those decisions are made, it affects your business? Absolutely. And we know that too. We can add authorized users for you to this plan at no additional cost. You are now empowering those you employ to make decisions with access to make qualified decisions at no additional cost. So we give you unlimited consultation with either 2 to 5 authorized users. We will also write letters and make phone calls, once again, on behalf of your business like you would for your family issues. We also will review your business contracts or documents. Is that very important? Absolutely. This is also something I want you to understand as a business owner. The convenience factor. Like our families, actually, wherever you have access to your phone, you have access to your attorneys. As a business owner, same thing here. Where you have access to your phone, you have access to your business attorneys. You do not have to leave the convenience of your office to actually go see an attorney. It's as simple as just reaching the phone and calling them and speaking to them right there from the convenience of your office. Now let's talk about debt collection issues. Would you agree with me as a business owner, there's a lot of debt collection issues out there? Absolutely. And there's a lot of resources that you can help collect debt. But I think the best way to do it is having a qualified law firm write debt collection issues on your behalf. What I'm excited about not only is that we write the debt collection issues to motivate people to treat you the way they should treat you, but we keep 0 of the proceeds that's collected by our law firms. 100% of it goes to our clients. We also have a built-in, just in case I'm sued, a business account here also for you, so for trial defense for our business on our 2 larger plans. And then we have our guaranteed preferred member discount as well for our small business clients. If you have any specific questions, the person that invited you out here, we can help get you to number 1, to see if you're eligible, and number 2, to see which of the plans would fit your business needs the best. Fair enough? Okay. And then we also have consultants. You know, we have business attorneys with our legal service, but we also have a partnership with Go Small Biz that gives you access to business consultants if you're interested in learning how to actually attract and retain customers. Or maybe you need some tax advice, right, from a consultant. Or maybe you need a website. These are kind of the things that we can do with you with our partnership with Go Small Biz. It's an enhancement to your small business plan. And then lastly, I want to cover with you on the legal side is your commercial driver's legal plan that we do provide. Once again, how many of you actually know someone that drives a truck or works in the world of transportation? Wouldn't you agree with me that they have a lot of legal issues? Anytime a driver puts a key in ignition or puts his butt in a seat, he knows he has legal issues. See, what we like to do is go and speak to employers, especially transportation companies, and speak to them about their number 1 issue. And their number 1 issue is driver turnover. Large truckload carriers today have about an 85% driver turnover rate. That's amazing. And the reason why they have that driver turnover rate is because of the driver's driving record. And we know that. So what we did 40 plus years ago, has developed a product called our Commercial Driver's Legal Plan, and it's to help protect their driver's ability to earn a living. That is our goal. So how does the plan work? Basically, it starts with tragic accident representation. If a commercial driver gets involved in an accident, if someone loses their life, who do you think they're going to look at first? The driver, absolutely. Well, as a Legal Shield member, as long as they were driving legal, sober, licensed, registered, and insured, we pay 100% of the attorney fees in the event of that tragic accident. We also, thank you. We also give them license reinstatement assistance if their license are suspended or revoked. Our attorneys will assist them in obviously getting them back on the road. Our two biggest, usage areas of our product, though, is our moving violation and our Department of Transportation, or DOT, violation coverage of our product. If our drivers receive any moving violations or DOT violations, it's as simple as them picking up the phone, dialing one toll-free number directly in the transportation law firm's office. They can give the description of the citation or fax the citation in, and we will assign a local attorney in that jurisdiction to go to court for our drivers. We pay the attorney fees if their fines or court costs. It's up to the driver, but our goal is to protect their livelihood, which is what? Their license. And we're super excited about that. I was having lunch with one of our transportation attorneys years back in El Paso, and I said to him, I said, Bob, you must really know transportation law very well. I said, because you get really good dispositions for our drivers. He said, well, absolutely. He said, I've been studying law for years. He said, but understand this, a good attorney knows the law, but a great attorney knows the judge. And he said, and that's exactly what Legal Shield gives your drivers, is that home court advantage of having a local attorney like myself protecting drivers who have an issue in this jurisdiction. The price point is a fantastic system. The price point of this is about $1 a day for the driver, $32.95 a month if I meet him maybe at the truck stop and talk to him one-on-one, or it's $29.95 a month if I go into the workplace. So it's very affordable for us to help protect that driver's driving record. So that is our suite of legal products that I'm going to share with you today. We do have other specialty products like foster parent plans, teachers plans, law officers plans. If you're interested in those plans, let us know, because we need to check the availability in your state to see how we can provide those services. But I'd like to talk about our last product here, which is our identity theft product. Would you agree with me that identity theft is a very scary, complicated situation?
Yep.
Absolutely. Statistics show that there's about 16.6 million people, 7% of all U.S. residents 18 years of age or older, that's been a victim of identity theft. Now, I really don't like any statistics because, honestly, this is only the people that has been aware that they're a victim and reported it. So obviously it could be much higher than that. But also what's concerning is there's 24.7 billion with a B financial losses, direct or indirect losses associated with that crime. But what's really scary is there's about 6 million who have reported emotional stress from being a victim of identity theft. And so we're here to serve the people that's actually been in these types of situations, or preventing and assisting with people from getting into these statistics with our services. Now, we've teamed up with a company called Kroll. How many of you are familiar with the company called Kroll? Any of you served in the armed forces? I know when I was in the military, first of all, thank you for your service. Especially today, right? But I know when I was in the military, they're the ones who did my background check. They kept my security clearance clean. They're the ones who do that for armed forces, for TSA, for Homeland Security. They're global in risk management. And we've been in partnership with them since 2003. And they are actually prepaid and ready to serve our clients like our law firms are, to assist our clients on the legal side of the house. We're very proud that we're in an exclusive marketing agreement on the consumer side with Kroll. Now, when Kroll came to us in 2003, they did a lot of education with us. First and foremost, what we learned from them is when you're evaluating an identity theft product, make sure it's a product that covers your entire identity, not just your financial identity. Believe it or not, that's one of the smallest areas of identity theft. Make sure it covers your entire identity to include, not only that credit, but also some security, your medical insurance, your driver's license, if there's any character or criminal activity that's taking place, and also any tax return fraud. Obviously, we're seeing more and more of that today. So when you're evaluating that, do me a favor, when you're evaluating a product, make sure it covers your entire identity, but also make sure that it monitors what matters. See, if financial identity theft is about 17 to 20% of the problem, and you're only monitoring about 17 to 20% of the problem, you're leaving your other part of your identity at risk. So we monitor what matters with Pearl. We monitor your social security, your date of birth, your driver's license, your passport numbers, and your web persona. We're making sure that we're trying to obviously be as more proactive and preventive as possible in protecting our clients. Also, we mentioned that we give a 24/7 access line. Once again, when you get off work at 5 p.m., holidays or weekends, and you find out that you've been a victim of identity theft, there's an emergency situation, you need help now. And we're proud to say that we can serve our clients now in those situations 24/7. And then what's really unique with us with our identity theft product is our restoration services. There's really two ways of looking at protecting your identity today. It's resolution or restoration. Let's say, Mr. Mason, you have a resolution product. You pay a company that potentially will give you your credit report, maybe even your credit score. Maybe they're monitoring the things that they choose to monitor. But you fall victim to identity theft. And you call them because you have paid them to serve you. And when you call them, you say, I fell victim. They say, Mr. Mason, we are here to serve you. What we're going to do is we're going to send you a kit. Do you want me to electronically send it to you, or would you like me to mail it in the mail? See, what this kit does, it gives you all the instructions and directions of what you need to do to fix your problem. Mr. Mason, how do you feel about that? Let down. See, what I call that is a do-it-yourself victim booklet, right? You would pay them to send you a do-it-yourself victim, but no worries, Mr. Mason. If you have a question, call us. We're here to answer those questions. Now, if you're an employer, a small business owner with employees, I want you to understand, your employees receive that do-it-yourself victim booklet. Between 8 and 5, they either call in slip because they're taking care of their issue, or they're in the broom closet somewhere trying to solve their problem. See, full restoration, what it allows you to do is sign a limited power of attorney and have someone do the work for you. My question has always been this: if a professional thief steals your good name, doesn't it make sense to have a service that gives you a professional to restore it? It's exactly what we have with Kroll, and we're very proud of that service. We even have a $5 million service guarantee on this because we will do whatever it takes, as long as it takes, to put our client back to pre-theft status. Okay? So along with our identity theft product, we also will give you a credit score, we'll give you monitoring, we'll give you unlimited identity theft consultation, as well as our comprehensive restoration and $5 million service guarantee. We can do all this for your family for $19.95 a month, or if it's group, $18.95 a month. Large group is $15. It's the same price point as our legal program. We'll cover you as a member, your spouse or significant other, and your never married or your underage children up to the age of 18. We'll cover up to 8 of those dependents. We do also have an identity theft individual plan that matches our individual legal plan, and the price point on that is $9.95, or $8.95 in group, or $8.45 in large group. Affordable services that we obviously can give you a full wall of protection. This is just an example of our app. I mentioned to you that when you have access, you can dial that one toll-free number, no stressing, no guessing, or quite frankly, you just now download the app as a member and you just tap the app and you are connected to your law firm, or you're connected to your ID Shield consultants. I love that little red line down at the bottom. I call that the bat line. That's your 24-hour access. How many of you watch Batman and Robin, right? They have the red phone, the bat phone. This is just an example of the price points that I discussed with you in the presentation. If we do this in the voluntary space and in the employee benefit space, we even give bundle rates if our members actually purchase both products. As a guest in the room, if you're interested in having a price sheet, let us know. We'll get that for you. As a matter of fact, if you're interested in any of the marketing collateral that was in this presentation, we'll be more than happy to provide it for you. This is the example on the individual side as well. And the last thing I'd like to talk about on the value of the services side is our member perks. We know that we love savings. We mentioned that in the presentation. And Legal Shield Associates, sales associates, we've had perks, we've had discounts for years, and we've now pushed that off and extended that out into our members. And as a matter of fact, we've enhanced it. We have retailers today that are giving discounts to our Legal Shield members at no additional cost. This is built into our plan for our clients, and I like to say that we're seeing a lot of our clients save more a month through our member perks than what they're actually paying for the services to protect their family's legal rights and identities. It's complete value added to our clients on a consistent basis. And for employers, it's expensive for a business to provide discount programs to your employees. Legal Shield gives your employees, or gives our employer groups these perks to give their employees at no additional cost when we offer these services to your employees. This is just an example of obviously cost savings. Now, wrapping this up in the last few minutes of our presentation here this evening, I want to talk to you about the opportunity side of Legal Shield. I just shared with you the value of our services, the family plan, the suite of small business plans, the commercial driver's plans, and our member perks. Once again, how many of you are guests in the room? Fantastic. So, sir, can I pick on you for a second? Mr. Day, right? Okay, so Mr. Day, now that you came out here to see this information this evening, now that you see our services, do you agree with me that there's value in these services? Absolutely. Would you also agree with me if you knew this could help somebody, that you would share it with them? Because that's usually how we're wired. Most people are wired that way, right, to share good information. Here's my real question to you, though, Mr. Day. If you shared it with somebody and they wanted to have this for their business or for their families, would you mind getting paid a commission to do so? You wouldn't mind at all? That's exactly what we do as Legal Shield Sales Associates. We educate and share this information with our communities, with our families. And if they decide to actually purchase this for their business, for their families, allow us to offer this to their employees, we actually can get paid a commission for doing so. And so I'd like to share with you that part of our business opportunity side, because we do have a very unique and difficult to duplicate suite of products. And like I mentioned, we can offer this many ways. Okay? There's 4 ways that we get paid on the opportunity side. We get paid by doing personal sales, meaning I can go out and I can help a family and get a direct commission. I can go out and I can help protect a business. I can get a direct commission. I also, if I choose to, I can be a sales manager and build a sales team. And if I choose to build a sales team, I also can leverage that working with my sales team, help them obviously go out and earn their personal commission, and I can get an override for help building that sales team. That's where true leverage is, right? Is building that sales team. And also we get paid by residual income. You do the work once, you do it right, you get paid on it for the life of the membership. And the 4th way we get paid is by our incentive programs. And I'm going to talk about all 4 of those here very briefly in wrapping up our presentation. Now I'm going to give an example of our Small Business 50 products. Let's say, for instance, Mr. Day, you decided to become one of our sales associates today. Now, understanding on that far right-hand side, I guess, of your screen, far left-hand side of your screen, right, where it says associate, senior manager, director, that is what we internally call our sales agents at different levels in our comp plan. Some people call their sales associates sales reps, producers, agents. We happen to call our sales associates, okay? And so we all start out as an associate with Legal Shield when we become a sales associate. So Mr. Day, you come on board with us and you say, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to share this with clients. And let's say you know some small business clients. And with that being said, let's say, for instance, Mr. Self brings you on. Mr. Self, as his sales manager, you're going to help him go out and build his business, correct? Absolutely. Mr. Self's goal is actually to get you promoted from associate up to the senior associate level in your first 20 days. We call that your training days. So Mr. Self's going to take you out. You're going to make a list, and you're going to say, you know, here's the people we want to talk to. And let's say it's a business owner. Mr. Self goes out and helps you talk to this business owner, and he decides he wants to protect his business, and it's a Small Business 50. What your direct commission, Mr. Day, is going to be, do you see it says 171.04? That is your direct sales commission for protecting that small business. It equates to about 16% of that annualized premium is what you're getting paid for that first year. Not a bad deal, right? Now, what also happens is we promote you through what we call your personal sales counters. Your sales volume promotes you. So you get 2 sales volume counters for that sale. So the next sale you go out, let's just say, Mr. Self, you help him now go talk to Mr. Eggers. Mr. Eggers says, I'm a small business owner, I want that product too. Once again, let's say it's a Small Business 50. Would Mr. Day also now get another check for $171.04? Absolutely. That's your personal what? Commission. So far, you've actually had 2 checks, and you've also received how many counters? 4 sales volume counters. Say, for instance, you go out and you speak to Mr. Celio. Mr. Celio also says, as a business owner, I want it. If that's the case, would you get another $171? Absolutely. But Mr. Celio, you also say, hey, Mr. Day, can you also protect my family? Absolutely. And Mr. Day, should you protect his business and his family? Absolutely. With that being said, you'll get another commission not only for protecting his business, but also protecting his family, and another sales volume counter. Let's count these counters so far. You had 2 on your first business sale, 2 again with Mr. Eggers. You have another 2 with Mr. Celio. You get another 1 with his family product. How many sales volume counters are you up to? 7. Congratulations, Mr. Day. You just got not only paid, but you got promoted to our senior associate level. Mr. Day, you could also do the same thing if you actually had 3 sales volume counters and recruit 1 sales team member into your business. Okay? Now, also understanding now, as that senior associate, the next time you make this exact same sale, your commission just went up to 19% of the annualized premium, which is $205 for that sale. You can clearly see by doing 8 more sales volume counters, at 15 you promote yourself to manager. At an additional 35, at 50 now sales volume counters, you are now a senior manager. Mr. Day, with this particular product, you're earning $273 on every sale. Are you starting to get a little bit more excited? Absolutely. At our director level, making obviously your sales volume at 100, at that point you are now making $324 for every small business that you're helping with this product. Those levels in orange are our permanent paid positions. Once you hit those levels, you maintain those levels throughout obviously your next sale. The blue levels are actually our monthly qualification levels. Mr. Day, if you can actually do 25 sales volume counters at a director level, you are now getting an additional 6%, if you will, on every sale you make. Or if you actually can go out and get 50 sales volume counters in a month, you go to our executive director level, which pays you out on a small business plan almost 45% of annualized premium. It's pretty powerful. Wouldn't you agree? Absolutely. This is just an example of how you can get paid out on the family plan on offering it as a voluntary employee benefit. Okay. Once again, it starts out at an associate level. And it shows you how you can work yourself up through our commission structure. Understanding that they're not different commission structures, I'm just showing you that there's different premiums and different commissions that go along with those premiums. Okay? You say, well, you know what, I'm interested in building a sales team. And we say, that's fantastic, Mr. Day. We would love for you also to build a sales team and override that, if you will. So when you became a senior associate, Mr. Day, let's say Mr. Agars came on board your team, and you were actually selling that small business 50 plan. So let's say, for instance, Mr. Agars, you came on board and you were at an associate level, you would have got the same $171, right, at the associate level for making that sale. See, Mr. Day, what you get is you get the difference between his level and your level. Every time he makes a sale, you can clearly see here that that's $34. See, we have a differential compensation plan. You get paid the difference between your sales team level and your level every time they make a sale.